Discover the advantage of unlimited access to all the stories and resources from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. From insights to inspiration, business leaders rely on the IBJ for all things Indiana business. Start your $1 a week trial now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Monday, December 15th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. The value of the sports economy in central Indiana alone is valued at $3.4 billion. And as the Indiana Sports Corporation looks to keep Indy and Indiana at the top of its game, President Patrick Talty says competition is stiff.
Vegas, Washington, D.C. now wants to build a new stadium with a dome roof. Los Angeles has the SoFi Stadium. All those places are now competition. And the Big Ten expanding its footprint. What used to be a very traditional Midwest limits your competition. Now it's coast to coast, and so we're competing with all those communities.
Purdue University trustees have given approval to move forward with the plans for Roberts Impact Lab on the Purdue Northwest campus. The $10 million project will include a complete renovation and repurposing of the first floor of the former medical office building. It will transform the building's first floor into a hub focused on innovation, entrepreneurship, and commercialization, including quantum and STEM-related labs. Hyster-Yale Materials Handling, a manufacturer of lift trucks and aftermarket parts headquartered in Cleveland, has announced plans to relocate operations from its parts distribution center in Illinois to a larger facility in Avon. Hyster-Yale declined to disclose its financial investment in that relocation. Indiana revenue collections surpassed the most recent estimates for the month of November. The Indiana State Budget Agency said Friday that general fund revenues last month total $1.6 billion, which was $132 million higher than the April 2025 forecast, or 8%. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader. Local and state officials recently gathered in Richmond to break ground on the Vale Neighborhood Revitalization Project.
The $7.2 million effort will add 22 new affordable homes to the city's south side, with a goal of expanding housing options but also revitalizing neighborhoods throughout Richmond. The effort is funded in part by a $1.12 million grant from the state's Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative, or READY 2.0. Additional funding includes a $1 million impact investment loan from the Wayne County Foundation, along with local and private matching dollars. The homes will be built on vacant lots provided by the Richmond Housing Authority and Habitat for Humanity. Each will include 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and around 1,300 to 1,600 square feet of space. Project leaders say the designs will fit the surrounding neighborhoods while using durable, sustainable materials. Nonprofit Intend Indiana will oversee redevelopment through its Home Matters program. Stephanie Quick, the organization's president, said the effort opens the door to long-term stability for more families. Construction is expected to start in early 2026 and wrap up in 2028. Intend Indiana plans to work with local contractors throughout the build. Alex Braun, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Governor Mike Braun has named 3 new members to the 5-member Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. The state board oversees Indiana's utility companies and makes rulings that affect everything from infrastructure to prices. The new commissioners are State Senator Andy Zay, Anthony Swinger, and Bob Dyke. By law, Zay will have to resign from office to join the IURC. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand. Indiana's biggest names, their most personal stories. The Business and Beyond podcast brings you one-on-one conversations with the state's top leaders in business, sports, politics, and culture. If you want to know what makes Indiana tick, this is your show. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Your commute just got smarter. Turn drive time into growth time. The IBJ Media Podcast Network gives you front row access to leaders shaping Indiana's economy, culture, and future. No filler, just smart, relevant, local storytelling you won't get anywhere else. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.